We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine collective, just to see what is going on. Today we have a beautiful Pleiadian alignment. The moon and the Pleiades are traveling through the sky tonight together. We also have another powerful alignment as the moon and Jupiter make a kiss. The last time we had one of these happen was actually Valentine's Day. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful conjunction. It brings a lot of positive energy. It opens up new possibilities and pathways for us. I want to talk a little bit about the energies in this video and just kind of do a quick reading to see what is kind of going on. But just know that we have a lot of galactic energies coming at us. Tonight kind of opens up a porthole of Pleiadian energies. And of course, on the 21st, we kick off 10 back-to-back consecutive days of galactic activation porthole days. These will actually end the day before Samhain or Halloween. Now, as we're going into the rest of the month, the veil is very, very thin right now. That means that you're able to tap in a lot more. You're getting more through, especially with today's Jupiter alignment. Expect a lot of insights, clarity, and direct downloads with today's energy about your situation. Let's see, we also have we're in the last 48 hours of Libra season. We're getting ready to shift into Scorpio season. And during this time, we're going to be focusing on clearing karma and, of course, relationships. We have a lot of these themes coming up. Expect things to get extra magnetic and even mysterious as we move into this year's Scorpio season. So we're getting ready to kind of shift the energies, we will say. Now, we also have this Scorpio season, 4 of our outer planets are in retrograde. I know, right? We're like, okay. So we're still feeling some of these retrogrades. I know that we have Jupiter retrograde. This helps us to kind of clear the path or clear the way and to reflect on where we've been and where we're going. We have Saturn retrograde. This helps us to clear karma and to release karmic energies, especially from our past. So we're still clearing out our karmic closet, as I always say. We have Neptune retrograde. And Neptune retrograde isn't always pleasant, but it helps us to see things with more clarity. Sometimes it makes it a little bit hard with our manifesting. Things are a little bit hazy, but it helps us to move forward and to cut through the illusions and to be more clear on where we're going. We also have Uranus retrograde. This is all about the changes that we need to make in our life. Now, one thing that all of these retrogrades are doing together is helping us to clear blocks. When these energies kind of flip, we'll say flip and reverse in movement, it helps us to go deeper and to clear energy blocks. Sometimes we get stuck energy, stagnant energy, congested energy. It helps us with that so that we can, we'll say, clear, heal, and release things. Now, we also have the Orionid's meteor shower. This is one of the better ones. It's actually one of my favorites. This is going to peak on the 22nd, but we're going to be seeing it through the first week of November. So right now is an amazing time. You might catch a shooting star. Even if you don't see them, they're in the air. Now, the reason why I love this is the entire planet actually moves through dust and debris from Halley's Comet, and we know that's quite magical. Okay, so we got a lot of cosmic energies kind of floating around. Doesn't surprise me as we're gonna move through that thinner space of the veil, but the earth is getting hit with a lot of cosmic energies. The energies are going higher. I think it's important that we are taking advantage of, we'll call it, not just our solar cycle as it's peaking. So when we go into higher solar energies, it's all about clearing energy. And it brings things up to the surface. Someone was asking about these energies. Healing is, they bring it up. You're becoming more aware of what to be healing. This is why energy healing work is so important as you're making your ascension, and that you're doing some type of energy work and healing work, especially if you're twin flame, because don't worry, I'm going into the twin flame reading right now. But it's very, very important too that you're taking care of your energy and doing more energy work as we are moving up in frequency and going through a lot energetically. But we're going to start our reading now. We're going to do a reading starting with the Divine Feminine Collective. Remember, this is just a general reading, so take what resonates for you. That's why I say do those one-on-one phone calls on my website. They're going to help you so much with shifting things, getting more clarity. You can do those phone call readings as often as you need them too. And then, of course, I am an energy healer. I have a ton of healing sessions, clearings, and activations On my website, I also do twin flame coaching, which is great for helping you through the process, no matter what's coming up for it. Now, what is going to go on specifically for you on your twin flame journey might look really different than someone else. And I think this is important. Don't compare yourself to other people. But I do know that there are certain things that are going to come up specifically for every twin flame. And it's going to be all about what you need to work on healing. Life is a funny way of doing that. But especially within the twin flame journey, it's also going to probably trigger you, push your buttons just right so that you clear a lot of energy very, very fast. This is why you're probably needing that energy work, right? Because things are going to come up for you on your twin flame journey. And it's going to be a catalyst for your spiritual awakening, spiritual growth, and even healing to get you to work through. And every soul is different as to what lessons you're learning in this lifetime, what you need to improve on, and what you need to heal. That's why everyone's, we'll say, spiritual journey and even twin flame journey might look a little bit different. But you're going to need to do a high level of cleansing and purification. And oftentimes it's like all about the energy. So remember that twin flame past what's going on is all about healing things that are going to come up in the energies. Okay, we're going to start with a reading for the Divine Feminine Collective, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I'm working on myself so I can give you the love and relationship you deserve. Make sure that you're working on yourself, Divine Feminine. In some ways, not all the time, but some ways you do some of that work. And the Divine Masculine is going to be very affected by you energetically. And so it's important that you're staying in a lit up, higher frequency and that you're working through certain things and just working on improving yourself, becoming a better version of yourself, and working on your own healing journey. This is going to ripple effect, and I say across the collective too, but into your twin flame union. And everyone's at different places with that, but also throughout the collective. This is the work that you came here to do in this lifetime. And you're releasing a lot of deep karmic wounds, blocks, and things that you need to heal and that you've taken on, we'll say, from your earth journey. And this is going to be key to your union as well, too. Continue to work on yourself. This is a great time for doing energy work, too. Now, we can use the energies of Somain. I know I'm a little bit early, but I'm on there. Okay, we can use these energies for huge quantum leaps in our twin flame journey, whether this is healing something, and everyone's different as to what progress you're looking at, right? And things like that. But it's always going to be all about healing yourself, and you're going to see a lot of progress during this time and a lot of really big shifts because the veil is very, very thin. And this gives us a chance to raise our frequency very, very fast, or even to connect on a deeper level and to tap in. This could be through your dreams, seeing your twin flame in person. Some of you guys in separation, shifting out of that separation, or, just really, really going deeper within these unions. There's a lot of beautiful energy in there. And for those of you guys that are in union, you're probably feeling extra lit up and happy in these unions right now, right? And pretty like on these high frequencies and things like that. So there's a lot of very high frequency energy in the air right now. This is really, really good for your spiritual union, no matter what you're trying to accomplish or whatever you're working on. I think it's an important time through the end of the month too to stay focused on our manifestation goals, even through the end of the year too. So also it's very, very powerful energies for manifestation. This is a time where we want to connect with our loved ones on the other side, ancestors, angels, spirit guides, archangels during this time too. I couldn't handle your words when you were upset with me. It was too painful. There might have been obviously things that were said or unsaid, right? There might have been things that were said, and this is the purging of things, right? That come to the surface. And someone was asking me, like they were talking about things that because this is a reading for the Divine Feminine, that their Divine Masculine was purging out. That's going to look different for every person of what you've been through on your journey and what you're holding on to and what your specific wounds are. But your twin flame on both sides is going to trigger those core wounds. Why trigger them? To bring them to the surface. And this is a lot about the ascension, that everyone has more healing work to do. And so it just depends on what those core wounds are and what's coming up. It could be things that were said. This will give you great insight into your masculine twin flame and what they're healing and things like that. There might have been things said when upset or in these purge states or purge cycles, and it kind of will help you with what each is dealing with. My heart keeps coming back to you, even though I know you've lost faith in me. One way you can tell, and I am like someone like you guys tell me if you're on the twin flame journey, right? And oftentimes people are finding me. And so one way that you can tell is literally this person's on your heart, they're on your mind. There's a certain process that plays out with twin flames too. You're going to know, follow your heart during this time, right? Of who your person is. And this is why I think it's very, very important that you're really opening up your heart and following your heart. You're going to know if you're in love, right? Like your friends will say, no, stay away from this person. Logic. You're going to know, like, you want this person. You know this is your person, right? So you're going to know. Like, I think it's very important that you're tuning in to your inner guidance about things. And if you want this person, this is your person, you know, right? But also knowing that sometimes twin flame can be very confusing for people, because I do feel people are going to go through a lot of purging out of negative thoughts, beliefs, and as the journey kind of goes forward. Like I had someone talking to me where they had just met their twin flame and they think they're skipping right into union, but you're not skipping the healing process. So oftentimes it doesn't have to play out like that. Oftentimes you're having to go through a healing process. And I do feel that is for everyone. And people won't want to, right? So the universe is there to make sure you do. And so this is why certain situations are going to be orchestrated around your twin flame journey, jokes aside, right? To get you to dive in deeper into yourself, because we go deep within ourselves, and this is the journey to enlightenment. And oftentimes Divine Feminine needs to learn how to sit with yourself, your thoughts, and to heal certain things or certain issues. And it just kind of depends on how that is manifesting into your reality. But this is about knowing who your person is. Usually it's when things aren't going your way that you begin to question that. Sometimes that questioning is clearing the blocks that you don't realize that you have of it too, of releasing negative thoughts, beliefs, and ways you're seeing things or perspectives too. And I do feel this is a big part of the journey, because you do know this is your person. It's often when you're apart or in spaces of separation that you begin to question things, which you should. However, sometimes those are the bigger blocks, right, within the union. So you may be questioning things. Follow your heart. You're going to know how it feels. I'm confused about what I should do about my feelings for you. This is going to bring up a lot of intense emotions and feelings. Now, the negative energies, negative emotions are what needs to be cleared and released, because they get in the way. They block up your energy and also the connection, and they can be very overwhelming. Like you ever around someone with a lot of emotionally intense energy, it's going to affect your energy. And so it's important that you are working on your energy and the energy that you're carrying or showing up in, and that you're staying in these high vibes, because your twin flame is a different type of connection. They're going to mirror back your own energy state. So if you're in a really, I say, low frequency, negative energy state, they're going to mirror that back, and it's going to be very painful hitting you back. And so I know it's already bad enough. You're in it, right? You're in a really good mood. Oh my God, they're going to reflect and amplify that. They're a lot like the ascension energies doing that anyway, right? But when you're with your twin flame, it's a different kind of energy, and they very much reflect back. And people aren't always going to like this. Your own issues, problems on the negative side, right? Things you need to clear, things you need to work through. They're going to show you things through themselves and their situation, but also they are going to, much like the moon, we're dealing with moon energy today, they're going to reflect back your own energetic state. So when you're in these high vibe states, you notice it feels really, really good and blissful and amazing. But when you're in these low frequency states, usually it's unbearable, and oftentimes can lead to spaces of, I don't want to say isolation or even separation. And so the key to shifting out of these lower vibrational states, and even out of, if you've run into a separation, that's like a roadblock, right? Is to clear blocks and to raise up your vibrational frequency. And your twin flame is going to mirror back the healing and the progress and the work that you have done. Our beliefs were just too different. I couldn't reconcile mine to yours. So you guys are very, very wired up differently. This could be different upbringings, different lifestyles, but at the core, you want the same things. Like when you start to talk about it, I know, because on a soul level, and this is like the ego level, the person, but on the soul and the spiritual level, you want the same things. You have the same dreams, shared goals, vision for your life. You notice that, you guys, when you start to build and make plans and manifest, you really go together perfectly. I'm sorry that you've moved on. Is this all in my head, or do you still think about me? And this is like screaming separation. So it's not for everyone, because a lot of you guys are actually in union. This is a reading for everyone. For those of you guys in separation that are questioning, has my twin flame moved on? They may have told you they are. Like when you're dealing, and runner is a noise. Sometimes it's avoiding you. It's no contact, no communication, not wanting to communicate with you, or just, you know, they might have acted, I always use the word dismissive lately, right? They might have acted very dismissive of you or the connection, because when they're in that runner mode, and it isn't always obvious, but when they're in that 3D state, we'll call it, then yes, like there's probably nothing you can do to get through to them. And you need to respect that everyone has their own spiritual journeys, even your twin flame that is equally as important to yours. And that some people may have other lessons they're working through. They may not be ready for this level of energy work and commitment. They may still be in their shadow or ego and working through things. It just depends on your specific situation. That's why I always say do those calls with me, and that they'll help give you a lot of clarity. So everyone is different too. If you're wondering if your twin flame has moved on, they can't. They're never going to be able to, right? From the connection. The more they try to deny or dismiss the connection, the more they feel it, and the more they're going to get guided by the universe with signs, messages, synchronicities, dreams, you know, things like that. I always look for you at airports as if we'll be at the same place in the world. And some of you guys might be traveling, or this could be a travel message if you guys are apart, or just the symbolism and things like that. And we see a lot of that through the collective. Maybe you're just guided to travel somewhere, travel with your twin flame, or travel to your twin flame. And we could flip that. They might be traveling to you, right? Okay. These are all interchangeable when we deal with twin flame messages, right? Or what's going on. That's the thing about twin flames. Sometimes we don't realize just how interchangeable these traits, qualities, and things that we see are, or even messages that we're getting. I want to make you happy. I miss your smile. And when you guys are apart from your twin flame, it could feel like even a couple hours, like maybe you got to go, you're in union, but you got to go to your job. Okay. Or even worse yet is the separations, which can feel unbearable to spend spaces apart. And this is why they're needed, because if you are feeling those painful energies, is exactly what you need to heal and transmute, right? And usually you won't want to, and it'll put you through a lot of upheavals. But this could be even, say you're in union and you're apart from your twin flame for a couple of hours or whatever, or some of you guys a couple of days. It might even feel unbearable. Like, and this is the thing about twin flame. Sometimes it can feel like a black hole sucking you into this union, and you can feel like, this is where a lot of people have the fear come up of, like losing yourself, because it's like you could easily spend all of your time with this person, and it could suck you in, and it's very hard to get other things done, right? Because it's so magnetic. And so oftentimes it is the twin flame that feels probably the magnetic pull a little bit more, because your energy is a little bit more magnetic. And for the divine masculine, they're a little bit more electric, right? And things like that. And it just kind of depends. But sometimes you can kind of feel that too. So I feel that oftentimes some of you guys don't see, and you're not going to like hearing this, that sometimes the separation spaces are a gift so that you can get more balance, get in your own energy, and do things on your own, so that when you do, because you will, come into full union, you're more balanced and you're in a healthier connection, because this is very strong energy to be able to handle and to be able to navigate. When you guys have activated those, let's call them union codes or union states, you're also holding a lot more energy probably than the average asleep person too, because you had to go through a lot of energy clearing. We have that card in a minute, energy clearing card, right? We had to go through a lot of clearing of the blocks. So then the goal is to get more open so that you can better hold or be receptive. Twin flame feminine should be receptive to these divine union energies, which can be very strong to handle or to navigate. And some of you guys, we can even flip that and say it could be overwhelming to the masculine too, to have so much focus or energy on them too. So oftentimes both twin flames are oftentimes through the patterns of your blueprint are being guided to heal certain things and to get more independent each on your own, and to work on your own side of the healing, knowing that the more that you do, this is going to come together as a healthier, more balanced whole within the union. I want to kiss you. I don't know how to handle my emotions right now. And so we were talking about this can bring up, stir up, I say, a whole storm of emotions, whether these are positive or negative, hopefully positive in union, but negative in separation. And it'll stir up a lot of things. And it depends on your external circumstances as to what you're seeing or going on with you, your twin flame, the dynamic, as to how this will play out. Everyone is different, but oftentimes I have found that when you're on the twin flame journey, there may be circumstances that are, number one, I see past your control, because that's something that you need to surrender to, that when you're done trying to control things, if you're still in that needy, trying to control things, you're not in a good space. So you surrender. That's the ego of, wanting to orchestrate things. You learn how to surrender, and this is a powerful part of the journey, number one. And so you learn how to kind of surrender to this, and then you allow things to unfold the way they should from the universe, and realize, there's things, as they say, that we can control and that we can't control, but you're not meant to. Oftentimes there might be blockages, obviously internally and with your energy, but external circumstances. Sometimes it could be like, I see twin flames that live very, very far apart, or they can't be together at the time because of karmics or children or circumstances. And, these blocks will dissolve, but they're in place for a reason. I know, to get you to do more of that work, but on the universal level, and when the divine knows you're ready, it'll move things around for you. So you may feel that there are things past your control with things, or different karmic lessons at play, or different lessons each twin flame may need, or one of the twin flames holding things in place a certain way to get you to go deeper. We're also moving into a time of the year where things are getting darker, the days or the nights are getting longer, and we go into the shadow. This is just becoming more aware of your own patterns and subconscious patterns that have been holding you back or blocking you, especially around your love life, and healing these kind of things too. So this is a time of doing shadow work. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't need to, but okay. Yeah, shadow work coming up. Going deeper within the shadow work. It's very important. If you haven't done enough healing of your inner child, you will continue to recreate familiar dynamics that are quite unhealthy in your relationships with strangers, right? Or karmics. Now, the thing is, we're doing a twin flame reading, and because of those karmic connections that were very familiar, that were really based on inner child wounding that turned into unhealthy karmic connections of your past, especially divine feminine, pay attention. These patterns are still in your template, or you might carry trauma imprints or traumas from your past that may be affecting your twin flame dynamic or template still. So it's like healing some of these things. So healing from previous connections, clearing the karmics. A lot of you guys already have, they're in your past, but clearing more of the wounding cords from previous connections and energetically at this point. And inner child healing is very, very key to successful, harmonious twin flame union. So as we're diving into the shadows, right? I call it spooky season. This is a lot of what we should be working on. I let people manipulate me into ghosting you if you've had any of that dynamic. So I was posting posts about abandonment for the twin flame feminine, rejection for the masculine. Now, I've seen a lot of people with the work I do say, oh, well, I'm afraid of rejection. And sometimes we're becoming aware of that, of why you don't talk to your twin flame or communicate, or fear of abandonment. Usually you didn't know you had either until the twin flame triggers it and brings these things to the surface. But I do feel the abandonment is a key feminine wound. Of course, we might carry wounding from both, and the rejection from the masculine side. These things may play out or clash, right? As things like that too. It just kind of depends. And this is a lot of what may play out there in different twin flame dynamics. These things are coming up for healing these wounds. We'll call them deeper wounds. A lot of times people have them and they just don't realize, but they might be affecting the relationship as insecurities or other things that might come up, or attachment wounding, we'll say. These things might be coming up. You're worth more to me than I let on. I want to treat you the way you deserve. My soul wants to merge with yours. I long for you in a way only you would get. Oftentimes, you're on a shared journey with your twin flame. They get you on such a deep level. Like, and you're craving a certain level of depth right now, especially as we're moving into certain astrological alignments. They get you. You could tell them or talk about anything with them. They're going to get you on such a deep level. And you're going to notice that a lot of the other connections in your life are surface level. And these might be connections and friendships or people that have been around many years. Just depends, right? Or whatever. But you're noticing that suddenly some of your connections just aren't hitting the same. And I was explaining to my twin flame last night something I'm going through on my path, that I'm noticing that. And in a lot of you guys, divine feminine, because we're doing divine feminine side first, as everyone is different, you're probably noticing that some of the connections you could have had them a lifetime or just a couple of years, your conversations just aren't doing it for you. And they might even be becoming kind of obligatory, draining, just not hitting the same. But you're making space for higher frequency, more awakened connections too, as you're awakening, and you're finding people you can talk to maybe about your twin flame journey and things like that. And I was kind of going through this, with some of my friends. It's just not resonating. It's not anything personal, but I'm starting to be able to tap into my gifts and read things better. And that goes for the divine feminine. You're tapping into your gifts more and kind of sensing things and picking up on things. And it could be vibrations past the conversations, and you're craving just a deeper level. And this is something that your twin flame masculine can give you when you're having conversations with them. They're probably quite deeper on a spiritual level, where you're able to talk about things, and it's just a deeper resonance, because it's all about energy and frequency and vibration, and it's something that you're craving. So some of you guys are having connections not serving you that are clearing away, and you're finding more like-minded. This goes for your friends that are more of a reflection within your awakening, right? And things like that. So you may be having connections in your life clearing away. This separation is temporary. Please be patient with me. Not everyone's in separation, but some of you guys are. Know that it's temporary. I always feel for people, because sometimes you're able to sense it before this is happening or things like that. And it's all about your energy, and sometimes you don't realize that too. So if you're in a separation, really work on getting your energy in check, raising your frequency so that you can shift out of it much faster. You don't want to stay in these spaces. I refer to them as limbo. I can't remember. I was doing a call with someone and I said, oh, you don't want to stay in limbo forever, because it's like that until you can move forward into union. You're kind of stuck. Okay, let's go into that word stuck, blocked. Many of you guys may have reached a point where if you're stuck in your situation, get help on my website, get my twin flame coach and do healings with me, do some readings. I'm going to help you a ton with shifting these situations. So some of you guys have got stuck. And the reason why is because, and I hate saying this, but it's true, you're manifesting every second of this. And when you're in these negative beliefs or been telling yourself these negative narratives, and they become your reality though, as your masculine plays them out, and you have more power to shift things. But oftentimes we need to do a lot of deep level of inner work of changing our programming, changing our frequency, changing our energy to get better results that we desire. And you might need some help with this, right? It's like, I always say, it's like the 5-year-old and you got your new Christmas bike, and your parents forgot to put the training wheels on, and you thought you were going to ride it, and you crashed everywhere and you just couldn't do it. And that's how ascension is, as we are learning how to navigate much higher frequency energies, and suddenly everything that we're thinking and our beliefs are manifesting. And sometimes it is your own beliefs and internal blocks that have been throwing off maybe your union if you're in one, or have caused separation. And so it's very important that you're maybe getting the help with the healing too, especially if you guys are in separation, you're stuck. Don't stay stuck in it. Don't stay in that 4D limbo state. I always hate that state. I don't feel good enough for you and knew I had more work to do. So some of you guys raising up your frequency out of that 4 to the 5. Union happens on the 5D level, okay? We say it's on the physical, and that's why I always am conflicted with saying, oh yeah, we want it in the physical. Like people are like, oh, I want 3D union. I haven't lived in the 3D in a long time. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there, right? Okay, I'm just saying that. never would happen on 3D timelines. Those are karmic, and it's what ties us to the old earth, okay? But we want physical union. We came here to create heaven and earth and to, build our dream life. Now that happens on the 5D levels, and I do feel 4D is very separation timelines, and the 3D, usually people haven't met their twin flame until a spiritual awakening. Now, you could meet your twin flame and they could play a role in your awakening. They do anyway. They play a role in your awakening, but it just kind of depends. Most people are probably awakened, I assume, already, or well on the way of their awakening. I know you're the one. This is your one, and this is the person. You only have one twin flame, despite what people may say. I read a lot of this stuff, and I'm like, use discernment. You only have one twin flame in the scope of every lifetime, too, while you may take different forms. Only in losing you did I realize what I had. If you've gone through a separation, you're healing some type of inner child abandonment wounds. It's why this has played out. It was your own fear, usually subconscious level, because people say, no way did I manifest all of that. It's a subconscious fear that has manifested into separation timelines. I know. And it's some type of fears that you need to deal with. But then we can go to the energy blocks. Maybe root chakra work will help with that and things like that. Usually it's played out as, I want to say, that rejection or abandonment wounds that may have flip-flopped at different times, but has pushed the energy apart. So if you're in a high enough frequency, in alignment, bliss, your twin flame very magnetized to you, right? They'll be calling you and chasing you. I don't want to use the word chasing. Okay, but the reverse in these low frequency negative states that we probably don't realize we're in, because it's an energy state, pushed apart, running, and don't want anything to do with you. Avoidance, right? Pattern. So we want to be magnetic to our twin flame and have them coming towards us more. So in these higher frequencies, it's all about alignment that will begin to happen more and more. So it's all about working on our frequency. And the thing is that twin flame can kick up a lot of things. Some of these things might even be on the past life level. All of our karma comes from past lifetimes. Yes, you have karma with your twin flame. This is going to affect whatever may be playing out. And this is why clearing work is very, very important. Clearing for the blockages, we talked about that, but also emotional clearing. Emotional energies that are negative. So we have a lot of stored, trapped negative emotions on a deeper level within the body. We want to clear these things so that we can heal these things and shift into a higher frequency. A lot of times it's what's holding us back. So when a lot of people are blaming their twin flame, they've caused me a lot of pain, been there, done that. It's actually, you've already had these triggers long before you met this person, and these wounds that they might be touching on, not trying to probably. And you've already been holding on to this stuff and why you need to heal it and why these things are coming up. So your twin flame is going to probably challenge you unconsciously to heal certain patterns, beliefs, behaviors, anything not serving you, but also it's very energetic when it comes to twin flame. Why, when you meet, you feel such a strong pull to this person too. Okay, make sure you're connecting with nature and spirit during this time. It's a powerful time to be, I say, getting outside, grounding, connecting with the spiritual. We're in that thin space of the veil. It's amazing for connecting with the other side. Mediumship vibes. I was having a whole conversation this morning about it. I have lots of activations on my website. I have everything put up for the end of the month because I'm going to be, I'll be gone next weekend. So I have everything up for the end of the month, which I always do anyways. I have new stuff in my shop. I do have my Somain stuff up. I do have a beautiful spirit. I always do spirit activation. So if you're trying to activate more of your mediumship gifts, that'll help you a ton. I know I have an angel one up because I do All Saints Day and then All Souls Day. So we have Somain and then we have All Saints Day and then All Souls Day. This is a time to really, really connect with the other side, those 3 days in a row that Somain opens up. This is the Celtic New Year. It's also a time where like fairy and the other worlds and other things open up during this time, but it's a powerful space for me connecting and tapping in. And I love to work with these energies to strengthen your gifts and things like that. Of course, I have a ton of twin flame activations up and I'm always circling through the energies. So check out what I do have in my shop. I was working very hard the past couple of days to get everything up in my shop for the end of the month. So you guys can do that stuff anytime. I did a main activation this morning. You don't have to wait till then. You guys can always sign up for anything that's in the shop during that time. So you guys can start to do those healings too if you want to do them. I also have some healings up for that galactic, we'll say 10 days in a row. It's very like, almost like the Lion's Gate. Obviously it's not, but same idea. We're going to get hit with so much energy. Makes things a little trippy. Expect to have a lot more dream communication, telepathic communication, things opening up, and to really be able to perceive the veils. It's like everything's kind of open during that time in a powerful way. So make sure that you're taking care of your energy, cutting your cords. We talked about releasing attachments in previous lovers and raising your frequency. Huge. Like I just spent this whole video talking about the importance of raising up your vibrational frequency even higher. If you're not in union, your time to go higher with the energy work. You got to just, a lot of you guys are almost there too. You get a lot of glimpses of this union, we'll say, whether thoughts of it, when you're around your twin flame feeling really good, things like this. Okay, so make sure that you're taking care of your energy. Make sure you're protecting your energy, shielding, grounding, all the things you should be learning. And I realize that too, that we're learning how to take care of our energy. Right? We're coming out of the old earth and we didn't know this stuff. So make sure you're clearing those energy blocks and working on your chakras. A lot of you guys are still kind of gunked up and blocked up. Continue to clear your chakras. Make sure you're regularly clearing your energy, especially if you're going through anything stressful, picking up negative energies, feeling out of alignment, feeling disconnected from the spiritual. More energy clearing is going to help a ton with your twin flame journey too, okay? Make sure you're also staying grounded. We have the divine masculine coming through in this. They are, you've got that message. This is your person. I don't know who's questioning it, right? We said that. It's part of the journey though. I see everyone dealing with certain things. It's like, okay, I think in order to, I pay attention, right? I always say I'm a pattern person. I'm always collecting data and figuring it out, right? I'm like psychic detective, right? Anyways, I see people have to do their own. That's why they call it the twin flame journey. It's something you need to go inward and do and figure out on your own and move through. But for someone questioning it, this is your person. You might be throwing things off too by questioning the connection, because then they might be not awake to the connection yet. Once you're awake to the connection, they'll stop with their denying the connection too. Okay, so you have a soul agreement to come into union. I don't know who needs to hear that. And we have a lot of nice energy. This is my favorite. I have the Ace of Cups, and some of this is upright, so this is really, really good. This is a new relationship. You guys might be getting a redo because we also have this reunion card. It's always my favorite. Once again, confirmation. You already know this is your twin flame. If you need it, readings with me on my site though. But this is powerful. Now, we also have this is my 1111 card. Maybe some of you guys have been seeing 1111 everywhere, like a message. I always love it because the 1111 is coming up, and this is always my twin flame anniversary. Okay, anyways, when I met my twin flame and started dating them, 1111 may be near your connection. You might just see it flashing on your clock, or, be seeing it on a post or whatever it is too. For some, this is going to be a reunion. For some, this is like your soul is guiding you home and to be with this person. This could be new relationship or a new start. If you're already in union, a new beginning, like a reset. I always say, hey, if the planet can do a reset, you can too, right? So this is like new energy coming in that's very, very positive. But some of you guys are feeling a little bit drained. Someone says, like a lot of you guys might notice that we just did that Aries full moon, which is a super moon, which was Thursday, but we're still integrating some of that. It's still the weekend. And this could be things kind of coming up. You might be needing to recharge your energy. Some of you guys might be a little bit tired or zapped or, integrating all of this, we'll say. This is the Magician, but it's in reverse. There's something holding you back from your manifesting abilities, gifts, and powers. Usually that's negative beliefs. We've been talking about that on the Divine Feminine side. You are manifesting all of this. There's something blocking you, and maybe your spiritual connection, self-doubt. Maybe you're questioning things, or you're worrying, or you're stressed, not realizing you may be throwing off things. So once again, judgment in reverse. This is allowing fear to get in the way. There's some type of blocks here. There's some type of karmic lessons that might be coming up, or this is my being asleep card. There may be ways that you need to awaken some more aspects of yourself, right? Shadow work will help you with that. working with someone, I always say, will help you a ton with awakening more and awakening more of your gifts and things like that. Some of you guys are procrastinating. Do you know why your twin flame, if you're in separation, you haven't come into your twin flame? Because you honestly are not doing enough of the healing work, and they're to motivate you to do it. On your own with your ascension, nothing to do with twin flame. So if you're in a separation space, they're here to motivate you to do the work you should have been doing anyways. They're like, I always say, they're like the carrot you want, right? Okay. And they're here, and you're here, and everything you want is through that healing journey. You're like, and they're right here, like on the bridge, like you're over here on this side, and they're like, hey, come on over, and you got to move through the healing work, right? So they're here to motivate you, believe it or not. You might be fearing change and things like that. And you might see your plans aren't going according to plan. So it's just fear of change. That's our Uranus retrograde energy. You need to make some changes in your life. They're going to come at you over this awakening. I've been doing my awakening for a really long time, right? And that's why I started to write about it. Because over the course of my spiritual awakening, I have been guided, just like you guys, to make a lot of changes in my life. A lot of them are centered around healing, getting healthy, and to cut out things that are toxic, not good for me, behaviors, patterns, all of that deep level of healing. But when you do that healing work, it's going to transform you from the inside out, but also your life and your reality. And so this is something you're going to continue to work on yourself. Now, your twin flame accelerates your journey. They're going to motivate you, hopefully, to really get to work. That's how it is. And you will on their side, too. The more you're getting to work, you're going to notice they do, too. To work on yourself and your life. So just working on yourself. We have a lot of messages, Divine Feminine, today about raising your vibrational frequency. And this is going to help you a ton with your inner alignment, and also when you're in that inner alignment, the outer alignment of physical union, right? We're talking about physical union. For some, you're in that union, and for some, so close right now to that happening. So just keep on working on yourself. Things can shift anytime and will. Okay, Divine Masculine. We're going to do a reading for the masculine. All right, Divine Masculine Collective, what is going on? Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when I broke up. I want to reconcile. If there was a breakup or a separation, because I was saying breakup, it's not your average one. This is painful for both. So if you think you're going through these emotions by yourself, your twin flame feels every emotion through the shared energy cord and connection that you have too. If you haven't had a lot of communication or contact, this is going to be probably why of clearing some of that emotional energy. You're going through it together. Just remember that, even if you feel like you're by yourself. For those apart, Divine Masculine wants reconciliation. They want to be with you. It's easier to be with someone from my world. This isn't for everyone, but we do have some that are with karmics. This is not by gender, okay? This is other lessons that need to be wrapped up or cleared. The worst thing you can do is to focus on the karmics, because they will pick the person on the other side. Now, this is a reading for the masculine side. You have to respect that you have your own lessons in life that have nothing to do with the union, that you're each going to have to work through, and that maybe being supportive is best, all right? So usually I see a Divine Feminine, like, get rid of this person. What if they're not able to yet, or they have to move through certain things? You have to trust that everyone is a good honing device of what to be doing, and that you're supposed to be the motivation for them. So I always say, if you guys are in some situation like that, where, well, this is a reading for masculine dealing with karmics, right? But it could be either to be supportive of your twin flame and try to be less judgy and more compassionate and understanding of their journey. And I know not everyone wants advice on how to live their life, especially a lot of these masculines. You gotta try to help them through it, maybe by being supportive, but I always say just to focus on you and the masculine. And however this dynamic is. Now, usually if someone's with a karmic, then maybe you guys are not able to be together right then. And you need to respect that, but you're probably still around this person. It could be you're a friend, or I know a lot of flames that are even coworkers, or they're around in this dynamic. To start there. Everyone wants union overnight, right? to just work on things. When you're around your twin flame and just being around their energy without the pressure, pressure makes people go runner. Without the pressure, it's going to help for this person that needs it to do that inner work of clearing the karmic baggage. That isn't done overnight. Now, sometimes we actually have karmic baggage like karmics that aren't good for us in other relationships. Sometimes it's energetic and karmic stuff that we need to deal with and release. So some type of karmic energies going on might not be for everyone, but if you guys are in that situation, you'll know it. I've awakened to our connection. I know we have a timeless bond between us. You might feel like time stops when you're with this person. Would I be rejected if I contacted you? Do you still want me? There's many masculines that are mirroring, and you might pick up on that, mirroring that, like they might not be talking to you or reaching out because they don't want to be rejected. Maybe they have been a few times, or maybe it's just a fear. We talked about masculine needing to get rid of that fear of rejection. So oftentimes divine feminine might have even rejected this person a few times, hitting that, bringing it to the surface to heal it, because of course, you know, we need things to surface to see it, to heal it. I knew you were right, but couldn't admit it to myself or to you. They know that divine feminine's tapped into the things that they tell you, this masculine. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. So they might be thinking that their divine feminine might be moving on, or they might be, you know, with someone else or thinking about it. That'll drive masculine crazy. Being apart has been more difficult than I can accept. If you guys have had to navigate spaces apart, this masculine has been feeling it. Your energy is intoxicating and pulling me in. And just as you might feel divine feminine is very magnetic to this masculine, they're feeling that too. They feel the pull. I need to tell you the truth. This might be, oftentimes, it is the divine feminine's unconditional love that gives that masculine space to open up about how they feel. Sometimes they're hiding their desires or their feelings because they want their divine feminine just as much. It just kind of depends. It's this throat chakra work and getting more, I don't want to say integrity, more honest, more integrity and more aligned on that throat chakra level. I've been working on myself. So divine masculine, being guided to really focus on your healing. This is going to help a ton with you needing to hold space for the divine feminine side of things. Just really working on your own healing too. Things you need to let go of. I need to work on myself. I'm trying to clear my head. And this could be, once again, negative beliefs, fears, sabotaging thoughts, blocking things. Now, really, as we go into this main time of year or gateway, it's all about shedding past versions of yourself so that you can awaken. We're having to let go completely of our life, our old life and old versions of ourselves so that we can rise up higher during this time. So it's kind of letting go of things. They'll never compare to you. They might know that they don't want anyone else, and like no one else can compare to you, right? Like if this is someone like social, they're doing things out of obligation and that they think of you all the time and that they want you. You have too many blocks for union still. So this masculine watching this reading, clearing blocks. This might be things that are coming up. Every day I pray to be with you. So we have the masculine trying to manifest union just as bad. A lot of you guys may or may not realize that. They think about their future and how that would look with their divine feminine a lot. Things just got too intense too fast. You need to heal how you're seeing things. A shift in perspective is needed. So this is someone that may have had to clear a lot of ego, false beliefs, or even false self layers. Part of the twin flame journey, right? Changing how you're seeing things, staying positive will help a ton. This separation is for you to heal. If you've been in separation, to heal. Our story is not even close to being finished. And you guys might know that with things and how things are going. This whole journey was for us to find our way back to each other. Remember that about Earth. There's no way you would even come to Earth and deal with all this. But we all have our karmic past. Someone was asking me, yes, your South Node. It's the literal baggage that you brought into this lifetime with, and it's going to affect the course of your lifetime through the karmic events that have played out. But of course, we want to get to our destiny, which is your North Node, which contains your twin flame union, right? And things like that. So we have to clear our karmic past. Now, sometimes we're dealing with that anyway. Things that we've already been through have left a lot of deep traumas within our system. So divine masculine's been through a lot prior to meeting divine feminine. You guys are healing and letting go of a lot within your own karmic past so that you can come into this union. A lot of you guys are doing that work and you're tapping into more abundance, and it's showing. And this is relationship harmony. You're going to have a beautiful relationship with this person that's very balanced and harmonious, because you guys are getting more balanced within yourselves. So know that that is why this divine, I'll call it light work, why this divine light work is so needed to have a more balanced connection. Open up to infinite possibilities, and this is the universe, right? The universe is around this connection and is guiding you guys. And I think this is very important to opening up to bigger possibilities within this union, that this union can bring with you guys coming together. Like, it's like the merging of opposites, and things interlock and it opens up. Like when you guys create together, it opens up so much. Make sure you're cleansing your energy, masculine, and protecting your energy. A lot of you guys, you do the work in separation and you're in union and you stop. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just saying there's that possibility. And then you got lots of stuff comes up. Okay, so just make sure you're continuing to do the energy work. Doesn't matter if you're in separation or union. Just make sure you're continuing to keep your energy clear and to do some type of, my website, twin flame clearing work. I have a ton of twin flame clearings on my website. Do them as you're needing them. Pay attention to the synchronicity around this connection. This is messages coming through. Like you thought of your twin flame, you saw an angel number, you're getting downloads, you're getting messages, you know what to do. You're seeing, I keep seeing mine's name everywhere, which is a new thing, but everywhere. And I was saying that the other day, like I'm doing a session and they kept saying the name or whatever it is. And sometimes only you are getting these messages, but these are spirit messages. Pay attention. There's a lot of synchronicity around this connection. Make sure that you're making lifestyle changes for high vibrational living. The masculine's losing friends and activities that used to serve you, and now you're craving maybe hopefully a much simpler, we need to simplify our lives and get spiritual, all in order to, I don't want to say survive, but not just survive, but thrive in what's happening on the planet. There's a lot of shuffling around. We need to simplify our lives and to live more basic and get spiritual and get down to the stuff, right? The ascension teachings are helping us. So some of these masculines, they're not all into the I want to call it the glitz and the glamour. It's the magic of the matrix, but we know it's empty and it's an illusion. So you're out of the illusion. You've already seen all that and what it has to offer, and now you're wanting something different, which is this spiritual union. But you also had a lot of bad relationships that were karmic in the past, and you're releasing the past because this has left, a lot of negative ideas about love or fears or, things in your system from the karmics. Clearing karmic energies from your system. You're still clearing a lot of karma, but this is activating your kundalini, and like you'll probably see that with your twin flame, like it's on fire. You're like, right, all right. This is like you've been lit on fire, your energy, since you met this person. It's cleansing and clearing and purifying your system, and very strong attraction to this person. We'll leave that there. There's a lot of creative energy with all this Jupiter. I was posting about Jupiter retrograde because I think it's important as the moon is kissing Jupiter, and not to mention the Pleiades in the mix and all these energies. There's a lot of creative energies. Pay attention to any creative inspiration or ideas that you're getting right now. Work with the violet flame if you need it. If you need it, get someone to help you with this twin flame journey. I'm not going to go too into it because I went so into it, but get someone to help you through this process that's going to be able to help you to move through things and clear things and to see things you might not be able to see too. So this is going to help you to grow and evolve, and once again do that spiritual work that's going to really, really open you up too. And so some of you guys, if you're stuck, get help with it. Go to my website. That twin flame coaching I offer is amazing. All right, some of you guys you've been through a lot of karmic energies in your life. This is my karmic justice, but you're seeing things differently. So some of you guys might have karmics that you're dealing with, karmic debt. And you'll say, well, why are they doing these lessons? Because you had to. You couldn't skip your lessons, right? You wish. On Earth, there's karmic contracts to work through. Some of you guys might be working through some type of karmic contract. This could be with a karmic. This could be legal matters. It just depends. Just clearing from your karmic past still, as we talked about. This is your twin flame. I don't know who needs this confirmation. but there's a block there. So this is a card in reverse. Now this is my confirmation it's your twin flame card, but there's a block there. Maybe divine masculine has been denying the connection or not understanding it or downplaying it, seeing divine feminine as a karmic or through that light from past hearts. It just depends, because there's been a lot of upheaval. A lot of the divine feminine brought tower moments into this masculine's life, not trying to, because it's all about you have to shift into this higher alignment. So you meet the divine feminine and you're at this level, we'll say, and you have to shift up to here to union. And in order to get there, you need to raise up your frequency and come into alignment, but everything's going to fall away that is no longer resonating. So we have a lot of upheavals and questioning of your beliefs and clearing, this is my ego belief card and things like that. So you're clearing a lot of layers of ego, but a lot of you guys that are working this process, you have new opportunities coming to you. This could be like jobs, manifesting. This is my money card, right? This could be getting a new job, abundance, new opportunity, manifesting stuff. But you might feel like you're being tested and you have to clear imbalances. You might feel out of control with this situation. Some of you guys are being guided to look at addictions, patterns, food, sex, ways that you're kind of out of alignment with yourself. So you're being guided to look at all areas of your life. This could be eating healthier. This could be clearing karmic connections. This could be clearing things that are blocking your spiritual path, like alcohol or drugs or whatever it is, addictions, right? But it could just be patterns, behaviors, and beliefs that you're being guided to look at or look at differently. A lot of you guys think something is rooted in the past, you need to heal. And this is like, maybe you need to forgive and let go. This could be grief that you've been through, pain, sadness, baggage that you're carrying. This is my 5 of Cups in reverse. So, you know, maybe some of you guys are used to being in isolation or isolating or pushing people away or more comfortable by yourself. And when you meet your divine feminine, they want unity and union, and it's outside your comfort zone. But this is rooted in past pain. It could be inner child or breakups or bad relationships or things that you've been through or loss. It just depends. So this is kind of healing things. You're someone that's very logical, and that goes for a lot of the masculines. This is my air sign energy. And so this can be really good that you're balanced, but some of you guys are in your head, which is ego, over your heart a little much, and your heart is soul. And so maybe you're being guided through this twin flame union to get out of overthinking things and to how things feel. That's the feminine, a feeling, masculine, logic. And you're someone very logical, which is a very good gift and very amazing, but also needing to integrate that with how you actually feel about this situation. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, this doesn't make sense on the ego level with the union, and you're needing to feel it of how it feels good or whatever, right? You're needing to feel your way through things. So you're being guided to also activate or step into or to use your gifts of intuition more to guide you and to help you to navigate this twin flame journey and this twin flame experience. Because when you're thinking about it, it's not always going to make sense for you, divine masculine. So you're being guided to honor your intuition. This is like getting back to the solar plexus and the heart. I know, and like in those gifts. So pay attention to things that you're picking up on, things that you're feeling, and even that love frequency that might be pulling you within this union. All right, I'm going in it anyways. I have healings and activations up for today's alignment on my website. Tons of stuff in my shop anyways, but I do have special twin flame activations up for today. Check them out in my shop. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on my site. I'll get right back to you. Have a beautiful day.